शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योति नमोऽस्तुते।
Good evening, each one of you, for today's Tuesday webinar. CRDE, that is Center of Resource Development for Educators, welcome each one of you for today's webinar. Especially today's speaker, Dr. Meena Rao, Assistant Professor at Talreja College. Ma'am, on behalf of CRDE, we welcome you.
Thank you.
In order to start today's program, I request our Master of Ceremony, Mrs. Uma Mahesh, to continue.
Thank you, sir. A very good evening to one and all present. On behalf of Center of Resource Development for Educators, I, Mrs. Uma Mahesh, welcome you all to our 28th session of Tuesday webinars. Before we begin with our session, a brief about CRDE. Center of Resource Development for Educators is the initiative of educators Dr. Suresh Nair and Mrs. Deepa Desai. Dr. Suresh Nair, President of CRDE, a state teacher awardee, joined Vivek Vidyalaya and Junior College in 2006 after serving KC College for about 18 years as a professor of physics. His visionary endeavor in the field of education paved the way to fetch him an array of accolades. He is a co-author in physics textbooks for junior colleges and MHT-CET for engineering entrance examination. Mrs. Deepa Desai, Secretary of CRDE. She has been in the field of education for more than 37 years and is a recipient of many awards for her work. Former principal of Arya Vidya Mandir Juhu, an ICSE school. The founder principal of Mahapragya Public School, Kalba Devi, a CBSE school in South Mumbai, and former head of IES Manik Vidya Mandir. She is a woman of many talents. Her rich experience as an educationist also made her an innovative and knowledgeable trainer for the CBSE and Sri Kelwani Mandal's group of schools in Shirpur, Dhule. Center of Resource Development for Educators is a platform where teachers and educators are manured to excel and mentor the student community to local and international mentorship. CRDE offers opportunity to experiment and implement ideas, innovations, and collaboration to achieve performance and continuous professional excellence. CRDE is where confluence of like-minded individuals share and imbibe knowledge, experience through interaction, deliberation, and international exposure. Now, let us come to today's session. The speaker, Dr. Major Dasi Meena Shankar Rao, Assistant Professor of R.K. Talreja College, Ulhasnagar. Dr. Meena Shankar Rao holds MSc in Genetics and Plant Breeding, B.Ed and PhD in Aerobiology. She has 27 years of experience in the field of education. Her areas of interest are life science, environmental science, communication skills, and motivational talks. She has been teaching undergraduate and postgraduate students. She is an approved research guide for PhD, MSc by papers, MSc by research. Dr. Meena Rao has been Joint Chief Conductor of Examination from June 2016 to December 2020. A Cluster Coordinator from September 2018 to December 2020. Dr. Meena Rao has achievements to accredit, to name a few: One student successfully completed PhD under her guidance in March 2023. She has been adjudged twice the Best Associate NCC Officer. She has co-authored books on environmental science, biochemistry, industrial design, and waste management. She has been invitee speaker on TEDx TSEC. She has been a resource person in different colleges like 𝐸𝐴𝐻𝐾𝐲𝐿𝐴 College, Dadar, Yeshwantrao College of Science, Karad, SICES College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Ambernath, and also Thakur College of Commerce and Science, Kandivali. Dr. Meena Rao has been a Vice Chancellor nominee, BOS Botany, Thakur College of Commerce and Science, Kandivali from March 2023 onwards, and also at the University of Mumbai 2023 October onwards. She has passion for reading, listening to music, playing word games, and crosswords. We are indeed privileged to welcome you, ma'am, this evening to present Environmental Care for Future Sustenance, which is the dire needs of today. We welcome you, ma'am. Over to Dr. Major Dasi Meena Shankar Rao.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. I will share my presentation. So today's topic, as you can see very well, is environmental care for future sustenance. This is something very close to my heart, and as the days go by, we are seeing that it is same with everyone. Sustenance is something very important. The reason is we have to first understand what is sustainability. As you can see, the definition states, ability to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So when we are able to compromise now, the future generations won't be able to or won't have to compromise then. For that, we require a balancing act, a balancing of social, economic, and environmental factors. When we balance this, only then we can ensure a very long-term well-being for both us and the planet. Why this urgency suddenly? Before we go into any of this, I would just like to remind you the floods in Mumbai that we had in 2005. Similarly, we had the floods in Bangalore, then Kerala. This is the urgency. But anyways, these are the environmental issues like climate change. We all very well know. Just few days back, we had quite pleasant climate. End of December, beginning of January, then again hot, then cold, hot, then cold. Now also tomorrow also we have cold mornings, but afternoons are extremely hot. So this is what is climate change doing to us. We can see that greenhouse emissions are leading to global rise in temperature, which is causing extreme weather events. We have in India, if you see, we had very well-defined seasons, but now we have rains anytime. We have floods during those rains, or we have droughts, famines during those rains. So we don't have any suitable weather condition as such. Our sea levels, so to speak, are rising, bringing our own island of Mumbai down with it. Disruption to ecosystem, agriculture, where, as you can see, farmers commit suicide because of these unweather rained or unclimatic rains. Even human communities are suffering due to these season changes, climate changes. We need to have some immediate mitigation to co-adapt with this climate change. And also we need to transition to a low carbon emission economy. Otherwise, you see now, previously we had only one cycle at the most a house. Now we have at least 2 motorbikes and 1 car in a house, at least I say, which may increase. We also have biodiversity loss. we cause deforestation. This deforestation leads to habitat destruction. Naturally, if forests are not there, pollution, which is something can be controlled only via forests, trees. These are growing in an unprecedented rate, which leads to species extinction. Animals cannot co-adapt very easily like us. So they are getting extinct. This law of loss of biodiversity not only threatens our ecosystem, but also undermines the essential ecosystem services which support us. Ultimately, we wake up only when we have some problems. So now the problems have reached us. For example, pollination. You will say, what is pollination and why it is so useful or essential for us? Pollination is nothing but when pollen grains are transferred from one flower to another. This is required for fertilization. Fertilization occurs, leads to formation of seed. Seeds will lead to formation of next round of plant life cycle, and so on. So this pollination is very essential. But when the climate change, the way we are dealing with, transmissions, we have many mobile towers coming up. We use mobile. One person will have one mobile, or sometimes two, or sometimes three. The same person may have another electronic gadget called as iPad or something like that. Everything running on an internet, and then the towers are extremely helpful in getting uninterrupted Wi-Fi services. This affects all organisms, especially the bees. And when the bees go down, no pollination, which will lead to no fertilization, which will lead to decline in agriculture. And that is when we have to wake up. Also, the same pollution can bring down the clean air. Now only you see every junction we have, or every, you can say, a signal, we have a board telling us what is AP, that is air pollution index today, API. And though Mumbai is still faring much better than Delhi, but still that air is not clean. And of course, I don't have to say anything about water, because every one of us faces this problem. Pollution, as you can see, I have mentioned air, water, and soil pollution, which we all are very well aware of. But along with that, we have waste disposal. Whatever pollution does, the waste disposal is something far worse, because waste disposal is something where we can see, we can face, we have to deal every single day, starting from our house to our complex, or rather our building, and then the complex, then the society, then our roads. We have been living with this waste so long that now even our noses have gone dead with that stench which surrounds us because of the waste. But this waste is now coming to us at health risk for us as well as the wildlife. It is very important that we take care of this pollution, and then only we can safeguard ourselves. If we safeguard ourselves, naturally, when we are happy, we try to keep the ecosystem happy. We will protect the ecosystem, and also then we will ensure that sustainability of natural resources is possible. Also, source depletion is something very alarming at present. Human beings are prone to overexploitation. Overexploitation of everything that is in our reach, but more so with natural resources, because many a times you must have seen early morning rush, and we want to boil water for tea, and we keep that vessel of tea on the gas, maybe the pipeline gas or the cylinder gas, and then we totally forget we have kept that boiling water vessel there. We are busy doing something else, and by the time we come back, that 1 cup of tea becomes a quarter cup of tea. This is how we forget because it is not yet affecting us directly. We are talking about fossil fuels. You see, whenever we are on the transport of any kind near the signals, whenever the bus or the taxi or our car or motorcycle stop, we don't immediately switch off. We keep it running. We all in our so hurry. The moment the signal becomes green, we are ready to go. It is a race. I don't know what that race is for, but we are in a race. I have to be first. So my car, my motorbike will be always on, ready to run. And of course, other minerals, I'm free because I get it from the nature. I don't have to do anything. Fresh water also. As I was saying, filling up the water in a bottle or a can, we just keep it under the tap and let it run. It overflows and overflows and overflows. And only when we have time, we go and close the tap. All these things are bringing our natural resources to an unsustainable state. We have to move to more sustainable resource management practice. This is very essential for us as well as the future generations to come. There are certain urgent issues like social and economic factors which are directly or indirectly affected because of us. When you talk about environmental degradation, this will surely bring about worst effect on vulnerable communities. Naturally, when I say exhibiting inequalities, that means if you know, we keep on talking about rich getting richer and poor getting poorer. Something that is always going to happen. Whenever there is depletion of natural resources, I am in a position to buy, I will buy. But the other people, the low income group people who may not be in position to buy will not be able to buy. And this is how the inequality will be so great that we will not be able to make those two things same. This will lead to social unrest, of course, conflicts, economic instability. We need to address environmental issues. It is very essential so that we can have social justice, resilience, and of course, sustainable development globally. When I conclude about the urgency, I would like to say that urgency is not an overstatement. Urgency to address environmental issues is must, has to be done now. There is no dilly-dallying. Immediate and concrete actions need to be at local level, our level, national level, global level, which will help us to mitigate the climate change, the reverse of biodiversity loss. We can reverse it, yet it is not a loss which cannot be recovered. We can still recover from it. We can reduce pollution. We have done it once. We can do it again. We can promote sustainable resource management. If we can educate first ourselves, then our kids, then we can promote these resource managements which are sustainable. If we do not act now, it is going to result into irreversible damage, not only for us, not only for our future generation, but also to our planet. So what is the role of high school students, or in general, I say students? See, students are, that clay, just a lump of clay, which doesn't have any shape, any ideas, or any creative bone in them. We can make changes in them. We can be instrumental to their change. When they change, they can bring about change in their communities. We need to empower students. Now, how do we do that? What can we do? See, we, ironically, as I have written there, planting seeds of change. Yes, we need to plant the ideas, but here I mean to say students need to learn to plant. Very few of now, I will say, white collar kids, This is a term I coined from white collar jobs. White collar kids are those kids who are very busy playing on mobiles, laptops, iPads, etc., etc. They don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to touch the very soil that is keeping us alive. So we need to teach them. We need to inspire them to use their hands to plant the actual seeds whereby we can grow trees. See, just like seeds grow into mighty trees, small actions by the students can grow into impactful environmental change. Only when they understand that their small action of planting one seed will give rise to one tree, and that tree can bring about some environmental change. If they understand this, it will be very easy for them to make changes. This is something I would like to talk because we are facing everyday, bombardment of recycling. Recycle, recycle, recycle. You turn left, there is recycle. You turn right, there is recycle. Of course, it is an essential factor for environmental stability, sustenance. But there is one more thing, that is upcycling. We do not need to only recycle, we can upcycle also. Waste management can be reduced by these two methods, recycling and upcycling. These both methods are effective, but the process that goes into recycling and upcycling and the outcome comes as a result of recycling or upcycling are different. So what is the difference between the two? When you say recycling, here we break down material into raw material or components. These then we make into a new product. To make this new product, we may melt, we may grind, we may use mechanical or chemical processes so that we produce something new out of the waste. Whereas when you say upcycling, here we transform waste or unwanted product into new product with high value. Now, recycling, whatever is made is not always of high value, but upcycling, it always will lead to a high value product. We can do that by repurposing. Nowadays, if you know the furniture, it is repurposed, refurbished furniture. We can alter the exterior, or using creativity, we can create something that is new and useful. As you can see, in case of recycling, we take unsuitable waste material, take to the place called as factory or a compound where sorting is done. After sorting, we decide whether to grind, whether to melt, use mechanical action or chemicals, and convert it into a creation of either the same quality or a similar quality. Whereas in recycling, we take something that is old, discarded. We change the very look of it, either by decomposing or by creating. This is one example where from a shirt, we are making a bag. Nowadays, if you see, these refurbished bags are costly. They are giving new meaning to old as gold. You can see these bags are giving livelihood to people who are doing it at a very great difference. Students, by implementing recycling and upcycling programs, they can reduce waste and promote a circular economy in their communities. See, this we call recycle. This we see every day. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Whereas upcycling, I just had gone for Kalaguda Fest, and there every turn, wherever I turned, I had some upcycling, either a statue or a robot or something. I even saw a bioscope there. It was a refurbished one. Or this is something do it yourself. We have done it a lot of time. But if we can teach our students to prepare something, make something from the old cans or whatever waste they can get. I have seen tires decorated as planters. Most important are beaches. We should encourage our students to participate in cleanup campaigns. Only through cleanup campaigns students will be able to improve local environment, but also will be able to raise awareness about the importance of keeping our planet clean. You see, whenever you visit a beach, I have never seen the beach. Any beach you go, it will be littered with bottles, plastic bottles, broken glass bottles. There will be plastic or bags or plastic cups. Something that should not be there is always there. It is only because when we go there, we are there for picnic, we are there for leisure. So we are least bothered about the beach. That is one side. The second side is we throw everything into the ocean, into the sea. We forget that whatever we put there is going to come back to us. And that is how our beaches are littered, dirty. If the students can take part in such campaigns, they will surely bring about an eye-opening event, not only for their age group, but for our age group also, and future too. We need to shift to sustainable transportation. It is very essential. We have to, if we do it, the students will automatically do it. As parents, as teachers, we need to tell them. See, most of the time, if you go outside a school, generally you'll see one car after the other. Parents nowadays, because of 6th pay commission and 7th pay commission, we are able to afford. And therefore, what we did not get, we try to provide to our children. So if I went on a bicycle to the school or to the college, I want my child to go in a car. So my single child in one car, and that's it. And there will be endless few of those cars coming in, one after the other, bringing one child in one car. So if only we can make the students understand that there is something called as carpooling, and the parents can take turn in bringing other students in their car, or if they can choose green vehicles, if schools can provide public transports, if the school is nearby, a walk or a cycle, if we can encourage students in doing this, naturally, this will promote the eco-friendly habits, and that will affect the coming generation. Very important. Whenever there is some injustice meted out to us, we immediately start screaming. We immediately start advocating. The same thing can be done for our climate, our earth, our planet, our environment. Students should hold the signs and march to protest the climate change which is negatively occurring. Through such activism, they can raise their voice and demand action from the policymakers, because policymakers won't listen if you just write letters or start signature campaign. They don't have time. Everything you send to them, I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt any sentiments, but that is what the bureaucracy is today. They will immediately see to it, if it is an email, it goes in automatically into the junk box or a trash box. And if it is a letter, a signature campaign, it will never see the light of the day. It will be buried so deep under other papers. So only if the young kids come out and raise their voice, the policymakers will have to change whatever they are doing to climate at present. And whatever they are doing is very negative. This is very important, community garden. This picture that you see was taken when just after COVID, when people were still afraid to go out, mingle with other people. Small communities started coming together and setting up gardens where they worked. As you can see, they are far away from each other, but still they are working together, cracking jokes, making something out of a land where they can all come together, spend some time, and also reap some benefit out of it. So if we can allow the students, encourage the students, they will not only grow fresh produce, but also they will connect to nature, which is very important. Nature is a foreign commodity to them. We need to bring them near to nature. And of course, once they come to nature, food practices which are sustainable, not only �MACD and Jumbo King, etc., can also be imbibed in them. Again, this is very, this just happened a year before last, I think, renewable energy project, where students' play areas were covered with such rooftops, where they could sit. This is a bus stop where kids wait for their bus. As you can see from their attire, they are village kids waiting for the bus. And this was an innovative idea where the rooftop was covered with solar panels. And of course, harnessing renewable energy, a sustainable energy, is how the students can lead transition to a clean future, which is very essential. We organize workshops. Now also we have a webinar. This is what we do. We need the students to do something now. If the students can organize environmental education workshops for their peers, or maybe society, maybe their community, if they show their knowledge and the passion, they can inspire future generation. How they can get involved? They can join or form environmental clubs. They can participate in cleanup activities. We just saw one beach cleanup activity. It is not necessary that only beach cleanup should happen. There are other activities. We just had 𝐔𝐧𝐝𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐧𝐝 Abhiyan on 2nd of October. Why only 2nd of October? Why not all? Why every day cannot be a 2nd October? So if the students can participate in cleanup activities, monitor the cleanup activities, forget about the entire area, but at least one part of their society, that will motivate others. Also, they can engage in recycling and upcycling and waste reduction. Only then they can make people know, the community know of their passion and can save the environment. See, this is again very important. Eco-friendly art installation. Again, as I told you all, I just visited Kalaguda Fest, and there I could see many such things. All waste was converted into art, and that art was on display. I saw bottles, plastic bottles, I saw cardboards, I saw many things made up of metal, tin, etc. Whatever was waste was being converted into an art. Any child with a crayon, just give a child a crayon and you will get some, creative expression out of him or her. This child, when becomes a youngster, may change from crayon to a pencil or a brush, color brush, but still the creativity is there. Every child is creative in his or her own way. Give them the chance. Inspire them. They can raise awareness about environmental issues. When they display the cans, when they display the waste, it is time for us as well as the others to rethink what the waste is doing to us. And ultimately, fashion show. Fashion show is something everyone enjoys. Everyone wants to be a model. Why not the students become a model? Or they can host a fashion show where they can promote eco-friendly fashion choices and also highlight the importance of ethical consumption. What you consume from the nature, how you consume from the nature. Do you control yourself, or you are just beyond the control when you're robbing the nature? If we can just show them through the fashion show, that sound, the music, the light, it always attracts people, young age children. We can use these to help them understand why sustainability is required, how it is related to our sustenance. In conclusion, we can encourage students to explore whatever illustrations I have given here or applications as inspiration only. You don't give, orders, or don't tell them that this is my idea. The moment you say that, it becomes a negative initiative. It becomes a negative incentive for them. So let them take that inspiration and convert it into their own ideas and help us develop a sustainable environment. We can emphasize different ways in which the students can make positive impact on the environment. Few examples like early morning when we get up. The moment we come into the washroom, a bathroom, the bucket is filled with water and the water is running. We are brushing our teeth and the tap is open. We are washing our hands and the water is running. The light is on. We leave the room, the light is on, the fan is on. These things, if we can emphasize from very young age, if the students understand, as I said, now education starts at home. If you can make them understand at home what is required for sustainability to be cherished and nurtured, they will understand and they will protect it in a positive way. Also, we can invite students to take action and become leaders. We can make them creators and help them foster a bond with nature for sustainable future for not only us, not only for them, but all the future generations coming. These are the references or acknowledgement I would like to offer to the pictures that I have taken. All those pictures are taken from these sites. And thank you. If there are questions, I'm open to it. I will just stop my presentation. Give me a minute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. In fact, it is the need of the hour. The topic was.
Sir, I would like to say a few things. If I may.
Yep. Please,
I'm
please.
sorry, I'm so sorry. I joined in late because of the meeting at my workplace. I just wanted to, congratulate Madam for a wonderful session. And at the same time, I would just like to tell her that we are the 𝐤𝐴𝐺𝐲 winners for the last 3 years. We are the 𝐤𝐴𝐺𝐲. This year also we won the first prize. And it's all recycled one. It's all creative work done by the students of our school. And we do not only do the beach cleaning, we also take the children for the mangrove cleaning as well.
Oh, wow.
And mangrove, because that's a rich source of biodiversity where a lot of minerals are present there. So as a, time to wake up call for every one of us to really go full throttle for the environment, saving the environment. And the worst is the air, because the air does not have any boundaries. It travels all around. So that is our major responsibilities. Yeah, land and water, we are so very active, but we are lagging in our air pollution. So thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much for your session.
Ma'am, congratulations on you being the winner. And actually, thanks to you, I got the idea of upcycling and I included this today.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I think the new NCF should include this environmental problems also.
Yes.
So that it will compulsorily be taught in each and every school. Otherwise, what happens is, see, everybody knows that it is the important topic and it has to be, it is the need of the hour, everything, everybody knows. But due to one or the other reason, because see, unless some conditions are there, or it is there in the syllabus or the curriculum, people try to avoid because there are so many other things to be done. We don't have time. Time factor is a big problem, particularly in a school. So they will try to avoid it. But if it is there in the curriculum, definitely people will touch. So I think NCF should have a little bit of environmental issues.
I would just like to add, sir.
Yes,
11th and 12th, they do have a subject called environmental studies. Even in FY, we have environmental studies. Now in NEP, it has been made a compulsory subject. But the problem is what, as you very rightly said, schools are overcrowded, colleges are overcrowded, not enough number of teachers are there. So, what they do, what I have observed is they give, an assignment. Topics are given, 10
Yes.
topics are given, they are told to find out about it, write about it. All students rush to internet, and then they copy down, finish. That's environmental activity for them.
Correct, correct.
If we can
That's
change
right.
that.
That's right. That's what I was saying. Means, see, what happens is there in the syllabus itself is that environmental studies, EVS or EVE,
Yes.
environmental education, is a graded subject.
Yes, sir.
So when it is a graded subject, the importance has gone.
Yes, yes.
Because then everything has to be done just for the namesake. So assignment will be there. And first of all, teachers are not there in almost every colleges. So that will be given, the topic will be given because nobody can say that it is not taught or it is not been given to any teacher or not been taught. But so it's namesake, it has been done.
Why to go fast, sir? You see, we ourselves, many a times when the water storage part comes,
Correct.
I would always empty the bucket and fill with fresh water. I don't know what that fresh water comes from. I get it from a stored dam, but still I want fresh water. So I empty my bucket. And that is what we all do. If we can start from there, then perhaps.
No, that everything has to start from our home.
Yes.
When parents are the first teachers.
Very right, sir.
May I add something, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. I feel each and every one of us at home, at school, we need to be aware of the problem and we need to work towards it. Now, very rightly pointed out, in schools are crowded, colleges are crowded, but little bit of us we can make the children, and we, sort of, as rightly said, NCF and NEP is going to bring about certain changes. So basically, a little bit of curriculum changes have to happen so that, the teachers are not taxed so much for completion of the curriculum, the syllabus. So, and then importance has to be given to this subject, and we need to introduce it even on our own. Also, we can introduce it at school level in small. As sir said, it is a graded subject, but we can always tell that the grades do matter. It does make a difference, and at home we need to tell. Many a times, as you rightly pointed out, we as adults also do not bother. We leave. We get a notice from the society that there's a water shortage, so we go and try to fill everything. We run from one bathroom, then to kitchen, then to this thing, filling. In the bargain, maybe the water flows off, the bucket overflows in the bathroom, and we really don't, in a rush, brushing the teeth, and whatever. Our maids need to be taught. We need to tell them, when you're rinsing the vessels, only then use the water. Otherwise, many times I have seen that, maids are scrubbing the vessels, but the tap is on.
Yeah.
So all these small things, we all need to work towards it. It cannot be done only at school level. It has to start at home level also, right from the little ones. As the children grow, we need to teach them. And naturally, they are the future. They will understand, So what you have really enlightened, whoever was present here, you have enlightened us. Everybody is aware, but when somebody else speaks, we realize the gravity of the situation. And I think that is what you have brought across, that it is really, really, we need to sit up and work towards it. That's what you have made us all aware here. And thank you for that, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I just want to make a humble request. Could you please share your contact number or details or something in case we need to get back to you?
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Should I send it?
Meena ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes, sir.
will just introduce Dr. Mrs. Sarojanan. She initially she was the principal of Utpatswangi School, Villaparle. Now she is the principal of
Ryan
Rayan Global
Ryan.
Academy.
No,
Oh,
no.
Yes, Global Academy at Oshiwara. She is
Hello,
a
ma'am.
very good supporter. She is a very good supporter of CRDE. She attends each and every, in fact, she has attended more than what I have attended. I will tell you.
Thank you so much.
Because due to
Ma'am,
some reasons, I could not attend few of the sessions, but she, except one session, I think she has attended each and every
yes,
session. She's a
yes, sir,
regular
yes, sir. Thank you
attendee.
so very much. Thank you so very much. And ma'am, this subject is very close to me because I'm doing a full-fledged curriculum on the environmental management.
Oh,
My
good,
children
ma'am.
have just finished the Cambridge board examination of 2 days ago. And they say, ma'am, nothing came from that. I told you nothing will come from the textbook. Environment does not believe in the textbook. Environment believes in living with it,
Yeah.
living for it. So that's how it is. Thank you so much. I'm very happy
Hello, ma'am.
that I attended this. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. May
Yes,
I?
ma'am.
Yes,
Sheetal ma'am,
Sheetal ma'am.
please.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. I am a teacher at 𝐞𝐬𝐨𝐻 CBSE School, Shirpur.
Good.
Yes,
Hello, ma'am.
yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our school and our principal Nilesh Chopre sir and our all staff is also aware about such a social works and the programs of cleanliness. So nowadays, everyone is aware about this cleanliness programs and the social works and issues, but no one is taking action.
Yeah.
So our school is always ready and supportive for such programs and such issues, and we are also making such some programs to solve some issues like that. So that's
Good,
it.
good.
And very nice session, ma'am.
Thank you, Sheetal ma'am. Bravo to your kids and your school, your
Thank you
authority.
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Sheetal ma'am, please convey our thanks to your principal, Mr. Nilesh Chopre. Yes, do convey our thanks because he does, consciously act towards all these issues. I know about him, and he is a very, very conscientious man. So he
Thank
normally takes up these issues. Okay.
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I will definitely tell them.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Session
two of my friends have joined today, Lakshmi Shri Chengla ma'am and Mandakini Ingle ma'am. Lakshmi Shri Chengla ma'am goes to Bhiwandi College, GMM Momin College, and they have some associated schools. They too, Lakshmi ma'am, would you just give us a guest what you all did just last month?
Yeah, actually, we are a part of Green Club, which has been implemented to us through government by UNICEF. So now we are starting with Greenathon, cleaning, and even we are working on segregation. So we are telling our students how to segregate waste. We are teaching them. We are showing them the color of the dustbins so that they realize in the college only that they should not throw papers or food wrappers, all those things. So we are working on it, and our NSS team always does a lot of plantation work, and we are working
Good.
on it. So let's see.
Good initiative, ma'am. Good initiative.
Yeah, we and Green Club, UNICEF has told us to do this 𝐻𝐻 app. You have to download this 𝐻𝐻 app. Students are supposed to download this 𝐻𝐻 app, and then they have to record or monitor everyday activity, how much water they are saving. Because Maharashtra is the leading state in drought prone. And I think this Latur side, that part, scarcity of water is there. So students are made aware that they are getting water and how to save it. So we have started with that also. So slowly, these initiatives are being taken by government also, and the colleges are also taking part into it.
Yes, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jayashree ma'am, what do you like to say? Only thing is that we could not see you, ma'am, today.
I don't know what happened, sir.
No, no. Can you hear me, sir,
Yeah.
now?
Please.
Actually, sir, I'm working in a school, so I leave only around the 5 o'clock. So by the time I take the train,
No problem.
I started, yes. I travel from Dombivli to Dadar. So
Okay.
I just
Which school? Which school, ma'am? Which school?
This is IES, Indian Education
Yes.
Society, sir.
Okay. VN
So,
Sole?
no, sir. This is Chandrakant Patkar, Dombivli.
Okay, Dombivli. Okay.
Now, presently, I'm working in Dombivli branch. So I'm so interested, attending all the sessions. But I'm always late to join. Around
It's okay.
5:15, 5:20, I joined. But today's session also was so informative. As others were saying, we all know what, we have to do, what awareness we have to follow. But still, many a times we don't work towards it. So
Yes.
it's a good initiative, all the management side, government is also taking equal interest. And we as teachers also, we are also teaching children, our kids, how to waste the water in school, when they go for hand wash or for the washroom, how to manage the waste. So it was really very nice hearing the session. And thank you, sir. You always arrange such good sessions, we learn so much from all these sessions, what you have, organized earlier also.
Thank you.
And if I'm right, Jayashree ma'am, you have participated in Talent Unfurls too, I suppose, right?
Yes, ma'am. That day, I don't know, my bad luck. Last time also it happened. So
your throat you had a sore throat.
very bad that time. And I know this time I was ready. I don't know what was the problem. I was not able to unmute myself.
That's fine. Let's wait for the next Talent Unfurls, of course.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Ma'am, I would like to say, ma'am, that CRDE its main objective is to provide the resources to the people, particularly to the principals, teachers. In turn, that will be available to the students. So, irrespective of the number of participants, see, initially we had only 5 participants. So, even if 1 participant is there, we will never cancel the program. Why? Because
that's so nice.
Now only 1 or 5 participants are there, but this has been recorded and it has been uploaded in our website. So it will be as a resource. So if at all you are absent or you were late, nothing to worry about it. You can get the same thing from the website, ma'am. In a week we will be uploading it.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Because that is why we are also not worried about the number of people who are attending. Because see, people can use it. Any number of people can use it later on at any number of times.
Okay, that's very nice. How
about Ambujam ma'am?
Yes. The session was very informative, rejuvenating, and then it strikes one's conscience when you hear all this.
Yes.
But there are conflict of interest, because a nice example was posed in the morning. A woman multitasks and the tap keeps running, washing clothes or washing vessels at the same time, cooking. I think time is the biggest culprit there. So we have to manage, and so, we consciously know that these things are wrong, but then somewhere we move towards doing something which favors us. Yeah, that's a big compromise there. I do agree with that. And another point I just wanted to mention, seeing the environment around here, I find, at least where I live, I do not know about other environments, the waste, is handled very badly, especially when we take morning walks. It's so, the cleanup truck comes at any time in the morning and then half the waste gets dumped on the road, and only the other half goes inside the truck. Now,
Very
how
true.
much of sensitization is required here? And here I find schools can play a very big role, very new. Someone said that EVS or whatever environmental studies is just taught as a subject, and
Yeah.
being ungraded, it doesn't get the necessary importance. And teachers also, look at the subject as something to be done with and get over with more than anything else.
Correct.
This is my impression about the subject as well as how it is being handled in schools. I think one needs to make it more practical, a practical oriented approach, especially for this subject at the primary level would make a very big difference. Like someone mentioned, taking the students around the environment, asking them to plant certain trees, asking them to remove the weeds, the harmful weeds,
Yeah.
asking them to clean their own school area. All these small activities rather would make a bigger difference than teaching them the subject. And the last thing I wanted to say about certain policy initiatives that have been introduced very nicely by the governments. Unfortunately, there is no monitoring. There is no penalization of any kind. And as long as that is there, I don't think, we can go further. This is my take on the subject. There should be some, some sort of fines levied for people who just don't care and, throw waste on the roads, or dogs being taken around for walks and dirtying the environment.
Yeah.
Something should be done here, unless we penalize, in India, they don't respond very favorably. This is my take, of course.
Actually, India is facing that is the major problem, ma'am. There is no punishment for any of the offense.
Anything, you can do anything.
Yes.
You can do
And if at all
anything
you
and get away.
and you have money and power, then you will be escaped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get away with anything. What a
Correct.
wonderful
very
session,
rightly said. Very rightly said. I remember, I would like to share, if it's your permission is there, I would like to share one incident. I was traveling in the train. I was going to my college, and there was a lady sitting right in front of me with two kids, and she was feeding her children with oranges. So she was peeling it and throwing it down,
Oh.
So I observed her for some time, and then I told her, "Excuse me, you are littering the train." So she turns back and she tells me, "Tere baap ki gaadi hai kya?"
Oh.
I was taken aback. I said, "मेरे बाप की
I
नहीं,
know.
सबके बाप की है, अपनी गाड़ी है, और आप अपनी गाड़ी को गंदा कर रहे हो." So, we get all sorts of people, but that shouldn't stop us. What I feel is that shouldn't stop us unless and until we take a step forward. We will not reach our destination. And what ma'am has today pointed out to us, what she has told us, and as Jayashree said, we all know, but yet every now and then, if such things are again drilled into us, I'm sure we will achieve what is to be achieved very sure.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Absolutely right.
not long ago, when we left a restaurant or hotel, if bottle of water was left even 3/4, we left that bottle and walked out. Now, even if it is, 1/4 full, we take that bottle. This is one change that has occurred, positive change.
Yes.
That's because they are paying money for the bottle.
Ma'am, previously also we paid, but that time we were not that aware.
Not only that, ma'am, at a function or something, like suppose, there we are not paying at a function. At least this is what I have seen. Many people do that. I myself do that. We are given water bottles, and if we have had only half of it, we don't leave it on the table because nobody is going to pick up that half bottle. So we take that half bottle with us. Now here we have not paid, but yet we do that. So this awareness has come, and not, I won't say overnight change cannot happen, but these initiatives will bring about a change. I'm sure if we are not able to see the change, our next generation will see the change, and a good change for the better will happen. I'm sure of that. I'm very positive about things, so I'm sure it will happen.
Yes,
and Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful. I just cannot thank you for the wonderful session that you have taken. Wonderful.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Uma ma'am, please.
Yes. Yes, thank you, sir. Before we conclude the session, I take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks. At the outset, let me sincerely thank Dr. Meena Rao for taking this session with a very short notice, which is very important to be mentioned because it was a very short notice with which I approached Shankar Rao sir, and he said, let me ask, and that's how it went ahead. And it's a very, very informative session, ma'am. And especially, I would just like to mention one or two points, which at least even one, so many you have suggested to the students. Even if educators take up one or two at a time, I'm sure this will go a long way for the future generation to have a very, very, free environment with no pollution. Which is our objective today, right? That is recycling and upcycling. That was something very interesting. And students can take up cleanup campaigns, right? Every day, even the teachers tell them, give them in turns to do it. That would be a very useful, and the outcome will be very positive, I'm sure. Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for accepting our request and presenting this very important session. Thank you so much. And let me thank all the educators who are present here. I'm sure everybody has a takeaway today. As I said, at least one or two steps, let's take ahead, and so that we benefit from this. That's all. And let me sincerely thank Dr. Suresh Nair and Deepa Desai ma'am for giving me this opportunity to conduct this session. Thank you so much. And last but not the least, let me thank the technology team for their full support. Thank you so much.